All right, so if you've been listening to the previous videos, Hosea, Joel 2, the timing is associated with the morning. The morning is associated with this dawning of the new age. Very popular term used by the occult, used by anybody that is advocating this New World Order. They consider it the dawning of the new age. December 21st, 2012 was more like a marker, a milepost, or even a threshold. But this threshold has absolutely confused many people, and I think that it's almost by design to throw you for a loop. It seems that most people think that the Mayan prophecy failed. Keep in mind, the Mayans never claimed that it would be the end of the world. It's the end of the world age, and then that world age would take place in destruction. But then behind that comes in a new world or a new age, the dawning of the new age. So everybody that tries to say the Mayans said that it was the end of the world are lost. They don't know what they're talking about. That's not what the Mayans said. They're talking about a destruction that is recorded even in history that takes place at the ending of each of these world age cycles. Just as the biblical prophecy and even the Mayan prophecy and hundreds of others around the world have stated that we would experience storms, earthquakes in diverse places, fervent heat, basically cataclysms would just mount up and become worse and worse and worse. Well, we've been experiencing that. They didn't all experience or take place on one day. They have been gradually building up towards this shift moment, and we're still going to continue to experience those. So, the end of this world age is known as the 13th Baktun. We're still at the end of the 13th Baktun. Technically, the December 21st, 2012 point, as I said, is just the threshold or the marker as the new age begins to enter and the old age begins to exit. That's why it's called the dawning of the new age. Dawn is twilight. It is both night and day simultaneously. We still have the fulfillment of the end of the 13th Baktun. Just as Ephraim was the 13th tribe of Israel, Dan is the 13th judge of Israel, the U.S. was started with 13 colonies founded by the English, 13 bars, 13 arrows, 13 levels on the pyramid, the 13th astrological sign, like I said, the 13th Baktun. We're at that time now. This is the time that we're in. We're even in 2013, which is signifying, once again, the fulfillment of the end of this age as it's associated with the 13th judge of Israel, Dan, to fulfill himself at the 13th Baktun. So the Baktun just did not click at December 21st, 2012, and it was over. It was preparing before, and it is still preparing after to enter into the new age. This little diagram here is going to help you see what we're talking about. This is the threshold line or the finish line, which is conveniently enough popularized with the checkered flag. The checkered flag in this instance signifies their goal and how their goal was reached by dividing the knowledge, separating the facts, and creating good and evil. And then at that line, they divide the people upon it. That takes place with the division of the brain, if you really want to get into it and understand. But you should just simply be able to tie up what their goal was and how they were going to achieve it through the lie that the serpent offered of using the knowledge of good and evil to achieve their goal. Checkered flag. Fractal complete. So as we have this threshold line, December 21st, 2012 marker, let's use this bus as a symbolism for an immense cycle of time. this bus is simultaneously at this moment both day and night, and that's what this dividing line means. That at December 21st, at the end of the 13th Baktun, we technically have just crossed the tip of this bus, or this immense cycle of time, through the threshold marker. And as you can see, the way that this, in a sense, scale is, that we're still predominantly in the night, and we're just eking a little portion of this day period, hence the twilight or the dawning of this new age. We still have much time to go that is considered the fulfillment of this 13th Baktun, the end of the age, the end of the previous night. As the bus passes through the threshold, we see that the new age will increase, just like the daylight would increase gradually as the morning turns into the noon. Okay, that's the way that the scale works. So the dawn is both night and day at the same time, going through the threshold. We have just passed the tip of this immense cycle of time through the threshold, but yet we still have more time to go for the rest of the bulk of this new age to pass the threshold before they would consider us completely and fully within the age of Aquarius. That should make sense, and it should clear it up for you there. So everyone that is thinking that the Mayan prophecy has failed, you might want to think just a little further here and remember that the calamities, the storms, the disasters have been already building up before that point. There's still going to be the same thing that comes after. We're not out of this. What fulfills this will be that destruction of Revelation chapter 13, verse 13, the second cup. That's going to be what finalizes us, in their eyes, entering into this new age. We're still going to see this. In other words, we're still going to see the fulfillment of the Mayan prophecy of the end of the destruction of this age. They were not wrong. The interpretation of the people as they see it is wrong, and it's just basic knowledge. It's basic knowledge, but it seems that a lot of people just don't want you to understand that. All right, so pause the little thing here, look at it in your free time, think about it, do some more research so that you can understand how an immense cycle of time does not just instantly click into place. Now, the December 21st, 2012 marker, I believe, was the marker for the shift in consciousness, meaning that now the scale has shifted towards this marker of their occult agenda. It was teetering before because there was always much more weight on this side, but they've been moving it throughout the ages to get people to accept the occult agenda, and right after December 21st, 2012, they believe that they have now shifted the fulcrum of opinion in their direction, if you get me, which is leading up to this destruction, the preparation for the arrival of the Antichrist. All right, real quick here. We do got a couple of interesting things that I'm going to show you guys. Some big connections coming up in the next few videos, if I can find time to get to it. But let's just sum up this video here real fast with, of course, the title of this video series was showing you some symbolisms between Freemasonry and Ephraim, and we've brought ourselves right back in this understanding with the checkered flag. I think that that's pretty neat. Now let's show you just a couple other symbolisms that are just really right in your face, some stuff that I've already talked about. And of course you'll be able to make the connections right on back to America, which English Ephraim founded. Set the trumpet to thy mouth, he shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord. Make sense? Verse 12 of chapter 11 of Hosea. Ephraim compasseth me about with lies. Well, that just could not fit any more completely, could it? The Masonic compass, and then the symbolism for Egyptian English Freemasonry as it's tied to the tribe of Ephraim. Alright guys, I'm going to come back with some more information that will be titled under the Witches and Wizards series. I hope you return, because these connections will be profound. Thank you.